Morning, well, another day on the road. Already pretty warm. We're off to Myrtle's first this morning to meet up with a friend of ours that's contacted me through Facebook, and we're going to go and have a look. Done something pretty special for us. We're going to go and have a look at a vintage collection of Indian motorcycles, a pretty big private collection. So let's hit the road and go and have a look. Should be a good day.
Check your pulse, it's not the answer, just keep breathing. You're fading out, getting kinda hard to reach in. Just come with us and we'll show you how we live. Because we are so young.
We're just tagging on with all these guys today. Gonna be a ripper day.
Gonna have a bit of colour now to go.
Have a look at this, eh? That's just my new test pattern.
Yeah, it's bit of colour now to go. I hurt you, bloody, eh?
Should have seen the better than the test that.
Oh, love it, look at that. Statement of individuality.
That's not one of your brothers' ones, is it?
Yeah, being individual, just like everybody else. Love and
this world makes it feel like we can touch the sun. Torn between the world and looking for the answer. The book of life keeps on flipping pages faster. You might just think the real can't defeat the dreamer. One day you'll see.
I'm Faith.
Yeah, and how do you feel? Just come along for the ride today too?
Just for the ride, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these lovely people have been fantastic to us. They just invited us along, and it's going to be a great day. So yeah, couldn't be
It's
happier.
a lovely day.
Yeah, beautiful.
Bikes and people.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Oh no.
At this magnificent establishment. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but it's fantastic so far. We'll take you inside and have a look at all these Indians that he's got on display in here. So this is a private collection, which is fantastic. And let's go and have a look. So this here is one of the best collections of Indian vintage motorcycles I've ever seen. It's not a museum, it's actually a guy's own personal shed. He restores them himself. He even makes parts for them. He still rides them all the time. He races them, and honestly is one of the nicest guys you could ever meet. There's motorcycles here dating back to the turn of the 19th century, so back to the early 1900s, right through the Second World War, and some have been built and refurbished very, very recently. Now Peter's obviously a very talented bloke. He's got his own electrical company. Besides that, he now builds and sells Indian parts to other people all around the world, and he's also into racing these motorcycles. So he's obviously very, very busy, but one of the nicest blokes you'd ever meet. I'll now hand it over to Peter to explain a bit more about this magnificent collection.
Bike in the shed is 1914. That one won or come second in the first TT in Australia in 1914. And in the meantime, we found one of the blokes that campaigned this bike, Eric Tyler, we found his scrapbook that his dad had it, No, his son actually, which is about 87 years old. So we did a book on this scrapbook of his racing. There's some pretty interesting stuff, and there's photos of the bike, and there's a photo of the bike up there when it was raced in 14. So, and then you move on to the 1915. There's another 1914 8-goal track racer that's sitting inside the lounge room if you want to just poke it in the back door. But this one, a single cylinder 1915 Hedstrom. So pretty much you just got a pedal at the start, do the decompressor, and there's just single speed with a clutch. That's about it. But they'll cruise on 40 mile an hour. So, and some of the bikes in front of you, we're into doing a bit of racing and land speed record and stuff. We've campaigned this bike for probably 7 or 8 years, and most of these bikes, these 3 bikes here, will put out well over about 105 horsepower at the back wheel, so we're probably punching out 120 horsepower. Built by Lindsay Urquhart, which is a famous old-time racer, and he's 86 years old, and he's still anything that goes fast. He was just talking about him this morning. The little one over there, the new little one that I haven't finished yet, this one, it's made up out of bits and pieces of motor blocks and sort of got some brake parts from the swamp. We manufacture the barrels and stuff on the bike now, so we sort of build race bikes for customers now. So this one's an Anzani, a little bit different, 50 degree on the motor, and most of the Indians are 42 and Harleys are 45. They all run methanol, so they get up and hopping. We've got a land speed record on this one at 157.45 mile an hour, so it calculates to 251 or something like that.
Okay.
So with no brakes.
No brakes.
No brakes.
Got to wear thick soles, yeah?
Yeah.
Just bombs on, yeah?
Yeah, it's a pretty good experience going to the Salt. It's just, I thought I was going to go over there and break the record the first time, but I've been 5 times now.
Right.
And with this COVID stuff, it sort of slowed it down a little bit. There's 2 4-cylinders, a 1941 and a 1939. So that was the transition into the 4-cylinder motors for the Indian motorcycles. The ones at the back here, they're just basically Army Australia got a whole heap of 44 Chiefs, and that's pretty much how they come out for back in the wartime. And then the other one beside it's a little bit different. It's a 750cc shaft drive, and at that time you had Harley building the XAs. Anybody heard of the XAs, which are twin opposed? And then the Indian were making like a motor guzzy type look with a shaft drive, so they had to produce 1,000 of the XAs or thousands of the 841s to compete with the contract for when they were doing, and the Jeep ended up winning the contract, so they ceased production. So back in those days there was only like 1,000 built, and then they left some of the motors as engine plants and lighting plants and stuff like that. So a little bit different. The other one over the back's a 27 Scout, the old style, sort of that run from 1920 to 1929, I think it was. No, 30. So
You wouldn't see this many of this vintage in one spot very often. What do you reckon?
This smells like your old machine shop at Massey Ferguson. You can smell the dust.
I mean, to see a collection like this, all in one shed, probably it's just mind-boggling. Like, I am blown away. I don't know if you've seen the world's fastest Indian, but that's it right there.
And another bloke, and then there's Paul on the outside of all of them, overtaking both of them.
Jeez. So the guy on the outside there, number 37,
Yeah.
he is
Ken Lucas,
Ken Lucas, and he is how old?
90.
He's 90 years old. I love it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that, because that was, to me, that was mind-blowing. It was fantastic. Like, you would just not see, you would never see a collection like that Yeah, be very, very rare, I reckon. And probably one of the nicest blokes you'd ever want to meet. Down to earth. Happy to chat. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that because you don't get to see that very often. In a little town in the bush in Australia. Like I keep saying, you've got to take those back roads, people. Take those back roads. You don't know where it'll take you. I love Australia. Just coming into Rutherglen, and we're going to go to it's a motorcycle themed cafe here. Apparently it's really, really good too, so looking forward to this. We're going to have a bit of lunch here, and then we'll probably start heading towards home. Let's get some lunch. How cool is this? What do we call here?
Caffeine and Machine.
Caffeine and Machine.
Is that what you want?
Look at the Excelsior. Oh, hello.
That one's a really rare one. Good morning, Mitch.
Look at the Excelsior.
Yeah, it's like typical bike that the guy in Mate Rev's got.
What a beautiful bike. Bloody beautiful.
Fully loaded toasty, bacon, egg, tomato and cheese.
You gonna have one there? Fully loaded toasty. I'm gonna have the same thing, I think. Bacon, egg, tomato, and cheese. Yum. Oh, look at this. Have a look at this.
He's a beauty.
Oh, caravan. Have a look at this, you. This is what they did for us. Oh, right. Your jackets and your helmets.
What's a bloody bag is that?
Oh, check this one. Oh, man. You really treated us today, I can tell you.
I know.
Oh, when I come to Melbourne, I expect a return.
Well, you
No worries.
Just talked yesterday, I said, well, now they're having a great start.
What a place for lunch. How good is this, guys? Fantastic. Really, really good. If you haven't been up here, do yourselves a favour and get up here. It is a fantastic place. Well, this is Skippy. He's incognito at the moment. So he was on one of the $1 Million Bogans videos as well. So had to put him on this one too because he's a local legend.
Thanks, guys.
Catch you, mate. Best bunch of people ever. So that's it for another episode of the Harley Road Show. We really hope you enjoyed it. A big thank you to Hoggy and these guys for taking us around today. We had an absolute ball. If you liked the video,